Hi, you may have been hearing about this new movie that Timothee Chalamet is in called Marty Supreme. It's getting a lot of Oscar buzz. It's about the world's greatest ping pong player. It's a little fairy tale version of that. And my name is Carl Kurlander. I'm a screenwriter. Years ago in the 80s, I wrote a movie called St. Elmo's Fire. I'm going to tell you a little story about the real Marty Supreme. Uh, so here's St. Elmo's Fire, a video disc from the 1980s. We'll go back there. And then shortly after that, in the 80s, there was a hot comedian in New York named Jackie Mason. You may not know him now, but you've heard his voice. He was in The Jerk. He was kind of like Rodney Dangerfield, old school. And he had a hit Broadway show called The World According to Me. And he talked a little like this. I'm Jackie Mason. I think you're very funny. I'm very funny. Just listen to me. You'll know. So anyway, there's a guy named Bernie Brillstein who was running Lorimar. Bernie was a legend. He represented all the Saturday Night Live people, the Muppets, and he called me into his office and he said, look, we think that it might be time for Jackie to have a big movie, just like Rodney Dangerfield had with Back to School. Why don't you go out to New York, talk to him, meet with him, watch his Broadway show, see if you think there's something there. So I fly out to New York and I go meet with Jackie. His Broadway show is actually very funny. It's a big hit. Let me say, when we go out to eat, what do you talk about? You talk about food. That's all everyone talks about. But what they're really thinking about is sex. You want to talk about sex? And anyway, he does it much better than me. He's funny, trust me. And I meet with him. He's quite a character on and off screen. And we go to every deli of town. And every deli, he's trying to hook up with some girl. And he's like, how you doing? Do you think you want to go downtown with me? And he's like, Jackie, you're old enough to be my father. I'm not your father. That's an important distinction. So Jackie would be hitting on these girls, and then he'd be talking to me. Finally, we got around to what movie does Jackie want to do? And he says to me, I think the movie I should do is I think I should be an accountant in a whorehouse. That would be very funny. Me as an accountant in a whorehouse. And I'm like, well, Jackie, not sure the world is waiting to see that. He goes, well, why not? You know, that Tom Cruise, he was a pimp in that movie. You mean Risky Business? Yeah, well, that's a little different. What are you thinking? Because I'm Jewish and he's not. Jackie, it's not that. I don't see it. We went around to a few more delis. He had a few more women. Finally, he's always got this entourage around him. And there's a guy who's a very colorful dresser with this kind of great hat. And he says to me, okay, you don't want to do a movie that I want to do? Here's the movie you should do. It's about this guy. This guy's the most interesting guy in the world. You're going to meet him. You're going to think his story is the most incredible story you've ever heard. I'm going to tell you the story. He's going to tell you the story. It's the greatest story we've ever heard. His name is Marty. He was the world's greatest ping pong player. I'm like, okay. And sure enough, he starts telling me how he's gone around the world and he has hustled people for money and he's won all these awards and he's played ping pong and hustled people. And he's got this book. He hands me this book. It's called The Money Player. And there he is. He was on David Letterman splitting a cigarette with a ping pong ball. And sure enough, this Marty, years ago, was saying, hey, you should make my life into a movie. Well, somehow, Timothee Chalamet and some very talented people in the creative team of this movie are now making Marty Supreme about Marty Reisman. It's a little changed, but it's actually a fantasy of his life. But it just goes to show you, you're walking around thinking, yeah, my life is a movie. And every once in a while, decades later, the book somebody hands you, hey, turns out Jackie Mason was right. This looks like quite an interesting movie. I can't wait to see it. Sadly, Marty isn't with us anymore, but December 25th, you'll find me in a theater. Can't wait to watch this. It looks great. And I'm glad that somehow Marty's story is getting out there. And I can't wait to see it.